Supervisor Frost, do you want to make some comments to some of the off-agenda comments, and then we're going to go to item 2. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Chair Natoli. I just want to thank everyone who came out. This is amazing, this civil engagement. And I want to say, McKinsey, you're a very good writer, and I appreciate your writing. I also want to say that I want to speak to the individuals who came out for off-agenda comment about a little over a month ago. It was a surprise to me. There was a large group of individuals who were basically talking about their concerns about election integrity and wanting us to look into this. And they sincerely asked, would you please just take a look at it and meet with these people? And so I said, Supervisor Natoli and I agreed to meet with some individuals that they brought forward. One of the individuals was Dr. Douglas Frank, who is a world-renowned physicist with 60 peer-reviewed scientific publications, and most recently is known for his claim to have discovered several algorithms that are being employed to manipulate our elections. And the other person that we were able to meet with was a retired Air Force Colonel, Sean Smith. He had 25 years in active duty in space and missile operations, testing weapons systems with a background in intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance systems, and consultant on adversarial assessment special projects for the Department of Defense. In our meeting on that day, I promised I would at least listen to what they had to say and meet with those people if they could bring them forward. In the weeks that followed, I was struggling to I didn't hear from anyone. We were struggling to get a hold of those people, and I reached out, full disclosure, to my husband, who's the California director for CSPOA, and asked if he could try to work with some of those people who I knew in the group, knew these people, because I didn't know how to get a hold of them. They were able to get a hold of Dr. Douglas Frank, and he was kind enough to, at the last minute, fly in from out of state to meet with Supervisor Natoli was kind enough to be willing to meet at my request with these people and listen to what they had to say. Dr. Frank flew into Sacramento for 2 days, and during that time, I arranged a meeting with a handful of local people, supervisors, and Dr. Frank. There was also a public meeting that was hosted by the Friends of CSPOA, Supervisor Natoli and I met with Dr. Frank and Colonel Sean Smith on the day before Thanksgiving for 3 hours. And I wanted to just give a quick synopsis of what I remember. I'm hoping this is complete because I received some calls asking for the report back that I promised, and I tried to make some notes as best I could. This is something that is important to me. I'm a proud member of Daughters of the American Revolution. I have an appreciation for our Constitution and our rights, and I think if we don't have election integrity, we're not free. Someone else is deciding who's managing our country. So when we met with Dr. Frank, he made several assertions, but before I start that, I want to just say this. I have had several conversations with our registrar of voters. I have in the past toured the ROV. I am confident that Sacramento County is compliant, that we're doing everything we can to do a great job with our elections, and I really, in my heart, feel that if there's fraud, it's outside Sacramento County. It's something beyond what we can see, because I don't believe our registrar of voters that our staff is committing fraud. I just want to go up front to say that. So in the meeting with Dr. Frank, he made he summarized a lot. He brought a lot of information forward. He talked about the machines not manufactured in the United States. He talked about the systems online and integration, how state classifications on voter rolls are different than the counties, and how the voter rolls are constantly moving. He talked about the slow counts and making the count, how the count being made public can open up for fraud and potential fraud and machine manipulation with voter rolls. He talked about the source code, which is a software program I learned, and it is managed and approved by the Dominion Company and the Secretary of State, which is, in our opinion, necessary for security reasons. You can't open that up. You have to, it has to be certified at the state level by the Secretary of State, and it's proprietary to keep it secure. He talked about vulnerabilities in the machines and how they can potentially have installed backdoors. He talked about the same-day voter registration and how we can't reconcile at any one point in time a list of registered voters versus those who voted. We also talked about Dr. Frank's analysis of several California counties and how he identified specific algorithms that are employed to manipulate elections and how those counties are now investigating. He did not have information on Sacramento County, though. He stated that he could analyze Sacramento County if he had the voter rolls, and he stated that he is working with people to get evidence.
Sue, if I just County Council want to weigh in, we maybe get a little bit of scans here.
I hate to interrupt you, but this is not a matter on the agenda. Brief comments, as you know, are allowed. I believe you've been talking for about 5 minutes now, so I just want to warn you of that Brown Act requirements. And again, all due respect, not to interrupt you, but
is it okay to just quickly finish up?
I will leave that to your discretion. I don't know what quickly means, but just keeping that in mind.
I'll just move to my conclusions.
Okay,
then.
that's fine. Because I said what we could do is if we could actually place on the agenda for next week where we could do a report out formally if you'd like to, or conclude now.
If you want to do a formal report, that would be the best approach, I think, because it appears that you have a lot that you want to share, which is, of course, your prerogative when it's properly noticed. So I would just advise that.
What would you recommend?
I mean, certainly if you want to just go with your conclusion right now, that's fine, but I would recommend wrapping it up.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Okay. We can put it on the agenda if you want to push it forward, but I can quickly
finish.
finish.
Just go ahead and conclude.
Okay.
Well, deference to.
Okay. This will be added to public record. This is on public record because.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I can put it on the agenda if you want.
Okay.
I'm going to quickly conclude for now, and I'm by stating. Stating something isn't the same thing as proving it. And when we had this conversation with Dr. Frank, and I can't finish my report without. Right. Let's just try to put it on the agenda.
So we'll try to get on the agenda for upcoming agenda, and you can do a report out. So okay.
Yeah. In conclusion to my comments today, there's still a lot happening, and it will take me a little bit longer to cover this. I'm sorry.
No, that's a problem.
I don't want to do a half-baked job on it. It's not fair. We went to a lot of work to get them here and to fulfill a promise.
All right, so we'll properly agendize it. Okay, thank you, Supervisor Frost.
Thank you.
And we'll have some additional information coming forward on an agenda report out.